Hey, what's up, y'all? Well, I'm on my third trip. Decided to take that load from Lima, Ohio, with P&G to Fulton, Missouri again, to the Dollar General distribution center. And everything was going pretty smooth until mile marker 71 on I-70 westbound. I blew a drive tire. And quite the experience. I had to pee anyway, and was looking for the next truck stop to stop at, get my 10-hour break in, and a tire blew. So I'm sitting on the side of I-70 in the emergency lane. I pulled off as far as I could, and then, well, yeah, as soon as I get the camera out, there's not another vehicle in sight, but traffic's starting to pick up. That happened at 7 o'clock in the morning. It's almost 8 o'clock now, waiting on a service truck. I have no idea what happened. Drive tires on the truck were new, so I don't know what happened. I don't know. I'll have to do some research to see what can cause that. I know I'm heavy. I got 33,000 on the drives. But that's pretty standard. You know, when you're hauling a 45,000 pound load. The fuel was below a quarter of a tank, so I was 33 on the drives at the scales at P&G, and I burnt close to half a tank of gas, so it was even lighter then, but not sure what's going on. But if I keep it up, in about 2 months I'll have all new tires. So I'll let you know how this service call goes. I'm about to run out of hours, so I'm going to have to use that personal conveyance again to get to the truck stop. There's a Flying J's down the road about 8 miles. They didn't have tire service, and I didn't want to drive anyways because the tire that's still good, you can tell it's taking a lot of weight, and I didn't want to risk blowing that tire because it was carrying too much weight. I'll get back to you when the service truck shows up. Most of these guys are getting over. Here comes one, I don't know. Yeah, there he goes. He's getting over. It's a little hairy sitting here on the side of the interstate. These cars and trucks going 70, 75 mile an hour past you. Here comes some more. Yep, they're getting over. About 90% of the cars get over, and I would say 95% of the trucks get over. There was a FedEx truck, had another truck boxed in, so he couldn't get over, which these FedEx drivers, I don't know, they seem here comes one. He's getting over, look, on the white line. No excuse. He had room. Now he's for his way over. He's done past me. But yeah, it's a little.
On the other side.
It's a little hairy. But I get back with you when the service truck shows up. Service guy's here. Pretty slick little operation he's got here. He's got the bad tire off. Getting ready to mount the new one. I'll be back when he's finished. What's up, y'all? Now I'm sitting in a truck stop, Illinois. I'm about 70 miles from Missouri. And got that tire fixed. Went to take off, and I got back in traffic alright, no problems. I mean, got all my triangles put up. Cleared a little bit of a path there on the berm, emergency parking or pullover, whatever you want to call it. There's some retreads and stuff laying in there, and I didn't want to run over them. Clean that off about 500 yards in front of me, took off. Got up to about 65 to come up on another semi-truck. For whatever reason, he got on his brakes. I don't know if he was thinking about getting off at that exit or what. I had a few trucks coming up behind me, and I really didn't feel like getting on it at the time to go around him because it's still a little rattled from the tire. So I got on my brakes, service brakes. Not hard, just, slow down. And I thought I could hear air, but I looked at my service brake gauge and watched the air just plunge. And it didn't drop below the warning level. I didn't have any lights or warnings come on. And then it built back up. And I thought, I got another problem. So I got to a truck stop about 8 miles down the road and pulled in. And as I was parking, there was some oil dry on the concrete where someone must have had a pretty bad leak. They put down a bunch of oil dry in the spot I was parking in, and every time I got on the brakes, a big cloud of dust. So I'm like, oh shit. Get out and look, and the brake hose to the service brake on the passenger side, apparently the tread came off that tire that exploded, and I probably drove over, which that's inevitable, and it hit the brake line on the service brake on that side of the trailer, and it broke the fitting going into the brake chamber. So, yeah, the hits keep coming. $720 for the tire, and then $168 for another service call because it's Sunday. To have somebody come out and fix that brake fitting. Yeah, so here's what we got. If you can see this little piece of plastic that runs through that, and this screws into the brake chamber via the threads, screws in, and there's a piece of plastic that runs through that fitting into this compression fitting. There's where they cut it off, but then you can see this metal band slides on here and holds that tight, gets that plastic piece inside that fitting, and it broke off flush. I could push this back in, force it back in, and it'd stay for a little bit, but then it'd come off. And I watched on YouTube where hose so it wouldn't leak, and then keep driving, and then get it repaired when they got either to the next truck stop or next, or they made it home and they could get it fixed. But I'm already heavy and not really going through any mountains, but there's some downgrades on the way to Fulton. I couldn't take that chance. And then really was no place to stop and get it fixed. I'm running out of hours. I actually had to go into personal conveyance to make it to this truck stop. So I just wanted to get it fixed. I don't want to take a chance with it. So far this trip, 720 in the tire, 168 on that repair, nearly $900, plus the 250, 300 in fuel. I'm damn near hauling this load for free. At least it's all write it all off. Doesn't really make me feel better. But did some research. They say underinflation is the most common cause for your tires to blow. I had checked on my tires, just rechecked them. They're all good. And this guy didn't quite have the angle. There you go, my God. No Shannon pulling up. Not in CDL school, so not taking your test. Pull up and don't hit nothing. It's my thoughts. I'll pull up 10 times if I don't hit nothing. I'm gonna hit nobody. All these other guys out here trying to make a living too, so. Oh yeah, I had to use personal conveyance to get to this truck stop. Got my 10-hour brake, rechecked all the air pressure in my tires, and they're all good. Pretty confident that one of the potholes I hit in Indiana, which would have thrown me out of the truck if I hadn't had my seatbelt on. We had cups and cup holders that flew out, water everywhere. Anything that wasn't strapped down was in the air. It was a big hole, and I felt it. And I think I must have damaged that tire somehow, hitting that pothole, or I picked up something. Because in Indiana, after your trip across Indiana, you're on the berm, either on the driver's side, left lane, or in the emergency lane. They got construction everywhere, and I know it was Saturday night, but no one's working. All the lights were on, but yeah, I think that pothole might have been the culprit, or I picked up something on the berm and had a slow leak and let that tire go low, and then it built up heat until it blew. At any rate, it is what it is. Got it fixed. It's getting ready to roll here in about 25 minutes. Get to Fulton, and I'm gonna be about an hour late. That's what happens when you're sitting on the side of the road for 3 hours on duty. Burning up your hours, not moving. So I get to that delivery, and then I get back. Alright. What's up, y'all? I made it to Anheuser-Busch St. Louis, and man, some of these streets are tight. Huge curbs. I mean, like a foot and a half curbs, bushes planted in the median, which looks pretty. Not the easiest to drive around, plus my GPS brought me in here on some side streets. And I think I-55 is right outside here. But at any rate, after about I'd say 7 rights and 6 lefts, we finally ended up at the facility. They didn't have a dock for me because I was 3 hours early, but I only had to wait about a half hour. They called me, told me to go to dock 28. Now, this is tight quarters. I had to pull in here and alley dock, I'd say with maybe 50 feet between these trailers over here. And a trailer on this side. That took me a while. I had to pull up about probably 5 or 6 times to get this one in. But I got in the door. As soon as I got in, they locked me in, put the load plate in. The guy come out, locked my trailer, airline, and real nice guy. Said it shouldn't take too long, maybe a couple hours, and said take a nap. I'll tap on your door when you're loaded. So that's what I'm gonna do, because I'm tired. But I don't know if I'll be able to go to sleep because I'm all amped up trying to park this truck in such a. This is definitely the tightest spot I've had to back into. So even the spotters have trouble. Yeah, that's his 4th pull up, so I don't feel so bad now. But
We almost couldn't get the trailer.
wanted to try to get some sleep here because I didn't sleep any today on my 10-hour break because that tire blew up right as I was running out of hours, and by the time I got it fixed and got the brake line fixed, I had to do personal conveyance to a truck stop. Was all amped up, couldn't get no rest. I'm not sure there's any upholstery left on this seat after the tire blew, because that's a puckering moment. But I didn't get no rest, so hopefully, kind of hoping they do take a little while to load me. Maybe I can get a quick nap in here before we take off. Head for Louisiana, which I'm a little concerned about. Hurricane Norton, I believe, scheduled to hit down there.
It's Marco and Laura.
Oh, is it Marco?
And Laura. Both at Dave
Marco. Polo. No, scheduled to hit, I believe, tomorrow evening. And that's when I'm scheduled to deliver, so. Not sure what's going to happen there. The Weather Channel said they were evacuating 11 parishes in Louisiana, and this delivers to Madisonville, Louisiana, which is just north of New Orleans. And so I don't know how that's going to go. Might get halfway through the state and have to stop. Of course, it'd be halfway through Mississippi because we're going through Mississippi towards New Orleans. And then Laura's supposed to hit Wednesday evening, I believe. So, not sure how all this is going to go. Yeah, I deliver late Monday night or early Tuesday morning, however you want to look at it. It's like 6 a.m. I don't know, but I'll keep you updated.
Continue on South 7th Street.
arch this time. Hopefully GPS knows where we're going.
I can't even.
I got a driver following me like I know what I'm doing. We'll see what happens. I smell weed. originally I was overweight. I had to pull back in the door, make them pull a pallet off, which they didn't want to do, but I wasn't taking the load unless they pulled that pallet off. Here we go. saw a coyote out in that grass there. He pounced on something. I don't know what it was. But can't see him now. He's in the tall grass. We're here at the car wash, or truck wash, waiting in line patiently. We've been here about 15 minutes now. We stopped at the Love's on I-55 in where?
What'd you say?
Matthews, Missouri. Pretty nice place to stop because there's a Love's, a Pilot, and a TA, and they're all big truck stops. And we just pulled out. It was 7:30. Place was probably only half full. And most of the truck stops we've been stopping, I-70, I-80, or by this time they're full. You're not going to get a spot. Very nice place to stop. Inside the Love's, it wasn't very big. They only had 3 showers going. But we got there at like 9 o'clock this morning, so we didn't have no trouble getting into a shower.
Babies were young.
And yeah, they're remodeling like 4 of them or something. We didn't have no trouble. No trouble driving down here. Getting out of Anheuser-Busch was a little hairy. They loaded me heavy again, so my second load with them, and they loaded me heavy. Had to back in the dock. I had to back into dock 4, which was right up against the concrete wall. Tight. It took me a while to get that one in. I had to pull up about 8 times. They took a pallet off, and I'm still kind of heavy. I just put in fuel, but I only put in 3/4 tank, trying to keep my weight down. But that's the second time I've gone to Anheuser-Busch and they've overloaded me, put me overweight. And the guy at the scales is he back out there?
It's just dark on the edge.
The guy at the gate at the scales, he was going to print my bills to send me on my way, and I said, no, I'm overweight. I said, well, it's only 140 pounds. And I'm like, 140 pounds is still fine, and you ain't paying my fine. So I said, I'm overweight. You're gonna have to take something off. And so they put me in door 4, took the pallet off, got out of St. Louis, which was not too terrible. It was 6:30 in the morning, so there wasn't a lot of traffic. But I tell you, I-55 through Missouri, through the southern part of Missouri, it's pretty good shape. Some road construction, not a lot. Pretty nice ride down to this point. About 58 miles away from Arkansas. Thankfully, no more troubles. Keep our fingers crossed. God willing, we don't have any more tires blow. We're heading to Louisiana in that tropical storm. Well, I haven't looked to see if it's still tropical storm or if it's upgraded any. Marco, not too worried about Laura. We should be out of there by then, but Marco could be an issue. We're delivering just north of New Orleans. A little nervous about that, but I'll keep you posted.